Hey everyone, I'm Ari, here with Rachel, and we're your hosts for the Merry Writer podcast. This week we're on episode 311 asking, what do you need to know about ISBNs? Before we start, don't forget to visit and follow our coffee page. You can access lots of free goodies, and if you're in a position to financially support us, you can become a Merry Writer for just $2 a month. For this, you actually get exclusive monthly content. Everything earned on coffee goes into keeping the show going, and we really do appreciate any support. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is an ISBN? And I'm going to quote it so it's correct. Quote, the International Standard Book Number, ISBN, is a unique product identifier for books and related material. Whilst it is not a legal requirement to allocate ISBNs to your books, it is used by publishers, booksellers, and libraries for ordering, listing, and stock control purposes. So it's kind of like a good thing to have for tracking purposes, and like I think for especially if you want to get into books and libraries, into bookshops and libraries, I think it could be quite useful. And honestly, I know people can do it without ISBNs, but that has never occurred to me. I think it's something you should have. So let's talk about that. Why do you need them? I'm going to do another quote just to make sure. Okay, quote. It enables them to identify a particular publisher and allows the publisher to identify a specific edition of a specific title in a specific format within their output. Systems used by publishers, booksellers, and libraries all rely on ISBN to identify books, ensuring they select and stock the correct title and edition, unquote. Now, if you think about it, there are a lot of books with the same title. And yes, you could say, well, it's a different author. But errors can happen. So by having a specific number to a specific book, the word specific has been used way too many times, I know that, is important. And the fact that it's kind of needed for a lot of people, a lot of different systems, it makes it seem like it's something you probably do want to get.
Yeah, so I want to talk about why you should get ISBNs for your books. The ISBN is essentially the publisher's identity. So if you're self-publishing, that means you are the publisher. So it's a good idea to buy the ISBN so that you own it and can do whatever you want with it. Now, most self-publishing platforms give you an ISBN for free, which sounds enticing because it's obviously cheaper for you, but then that means the book can only be published on that specific platform because that platform is the publisher. Hopefully that makes sense. That's something I did not understand when I self-published my first book, and now I know. So even though it can be costly, it's a good idea for you to get your own ISBN for print, ebook, and whatnot. We'll go into that more in depth in a minute.
I'll be honest, I wasn't listening to it at all because I was trying to find something.
I mean, it's been a while since you and I have tuned each other out, so I think we're due.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can see your notes.
I take no
And
offense.
yeah, you really shouldn't with the amount of times you do it for me. I've read your notes and it's like, so I'm just going to say, like, I concur. Rachel's notes, always good.
Hopefully, I'm giving the correct information.
Yeah, we should add a caveat. It's like, we're not experts, we're just sharing information we found while we were doing our own research for our own ISBN numbers. So take it with a grain of salt. Okay, with saying that, where can you get them? If you're in the UK, I think the main one people go to is the Nielsen UK ISBN store. By the way, I'm going to put links to all these places at the bottom, so I'm not having to read out the URLs. You can also go to the Independent Publishing Network. If you're in the US or Australia, there is Bowker, that apparently I think they sell ISBN numbers. You can get ISBN numbers direct from Amazon when you upload. That is not a good idea. Because am I right in thinking, and yes, I completely forgot to check this, but I'm sure it's something like if you use Amazon's, you're almost like limited to just selling on Amazon, isn't it? It's not like you can just you can't then take your book with the ISBN number and put it on another platform. It's almost like exclusivity to Amazon. I'm assuming Rachel might be checking that now to double check mine.
No, I'm not double checking it because it is correct.
Oh, you had a look like you were like, yes, I'm going to check that. Is that?
Well, no, I mean, because it's correct. If you go onto Amazon and look up like any self-published book, I can almost guarantee you that instead of an ISBN number for the ebook, it'll say ASBN, and that stands for Amazon Standard Book Number. And that means it is exclusive to Amazon. It doesn't matter if you're part of Kindle Unlimited or whatever that program is called. It can only be used on Amazon. So you can't use that same ISB or ASBN and that same book and publish that ebook elsewhere. It has to be exclusive to Amazon. So this is why I said earlier that even though most self-publishing platforms give you an ISBN for free, it's a good idea for you to buy your own so that you own the book. You are the publisher, because the ISBN is basically saying this person is the publisher. Whoever owns the ISBN owns the book, right?
Yeah.
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 I think I'm saying that correctly.
It's interesting the fact that it's not an ISBN, it's an ASBN, because the whole I is meant to be international, which is like world.
Yeah.
And the fact it's ASBN is like it just shows it's so different. And I know
Yes.
I know the idea is like, well, it's free. And it's like just because things are free doesn't always make it works in your favor. So don't always just go, yay, it's free.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm assuming the A in ASBN stands for Amazon. I actually don't know that for sure, but I'm going to assume so because it's only Amazon that wait, I can't even say the thing. ASBNs are on. It doesn't even have a good ring to it. ISBN has a good
No.
ring to it. ASBN does not. Although I said it correctly that time.
Obviously, we appreciate not everyone is in the UK, America, and Australia. So if you aren't and you're looking for where to get your ISBN, you just need to go to the ISBN International org. Again, I'm going to put that as a link down below. And what it does is it literally lists different countries and where you can get your ISBNs from, I think. There are obviously some countries that aren't available, but yeah, that's a good place to go for resources and whatnot. I need to remember to put all these links there. Okay, so how many ISBNs do you need? You need a separate ISBN for every book and every type of book. And I think that's where a lot of people fall down. They think, yeah, I've got a book out, I need an ISBN. It's like, are you publishing more than one version? Are you publishing a paperback and a hardback and an ebook, maybe an audiobook? If that's the case, you need 4 different ISBNs for that one book because it's in 4 different formats. Because again, if a library is ordering it and they want the audiobook of that book, they want to know exactly which one they're ordering, so they want that ISBN. Be aware of that. It's not just one per book.
See, that's the funny thing, is that I did not think that it was one per book. I thought I needed one per literally every format and platform for my book. So this is why I cannot stress enough that the ISBN is the publisher's identity, because this is a mistake I made before. I thought I needed an ISBN per book, per format, per publishing platform. So basically a different ISBN for an ebook copy on Drafted Digital and Amazon. So that would be 2 ISBNs. But that's not the case. I just need the one because the book is in the same format, even though it's on 2 different publishing platforms. So it's kind of confusing. And like I said, hopefully I'm understanding it correctly now and I'm giving you guys correct information. But that's how it seems to be now. Just, yeah.
It's messy because you're trying to say it, you're trying to get it in your head, and it's like, because that like the fact a lot of people I know was so convinced you needed one ISBN for one book, no matter what format it was in, you'd just redo it. And it's like, no. And then at the same time, I said, like, you thought it was for each platform of each format of each book. So it sounds like there is a lot of confusion out there. So we're going to try and make it more confusing. But no, yeah. So whatever book it is and however many formats it is, that's how many ISBN numbers. Which I have to say, yeah, if you were doing it that way that Rachel was talking about, that would be so expensive. So yeah, he should have just got an Amazon one and he wouldn't have to borrow.
I did get an Amazon one for Sunday morning. But now that I know what I know about ISBNs, I might end up like pulling the book and republishing it with my own
Yeah.
ISBN. Because I bought 10 because they're cheaper. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll let Ari carry on first.
The other thing you might need to know is if you pull that book and amend it and then republish it so that it becomes a second edition or third edition or anything, it needs a new ISBN number because it also goes on edition. So if you've got a book called The Greatest Tales of Harry, I don't have that, but maybe I should write it. The Greatest Tales of Harry, and it's in audiobook and hardback and paperback and ebook. So that's 4 ISBNs. And then I pull that book in the paperback and I redo it as a paperback, and I've got second edition. I need an extra ISBN. So the paperback now has 2 ISBNs because for each edition, which is another reason why if you're thinking of doing second, third editions, be aware of that and work that into your finances. Don't just be like, yeah, I'll just use the same ISBN. Nope, that's not supposed to be.
And the funny thing is, you can make amendments to like your ebook and your print, like your interior files and stuff after publication. But if you make any drastic changes, it's supposed to be a new edition. So I think if you change even just the cover design, I think that's technically a new edition. So you would need a new ISBN. So just all these things to think about. It all adds up over time.
Yeah, which you can understand why people go, I'll go with a free one that's from Amazon. And it's like, don't just do that.
Which
Don't
makes
go.
sense, but it limits you.
It does, yeah. So yeah, if you're okay with it being limited, but obviously if Amazon messes you up and you want to think, no, I want to go wide, you're kind of stuck without having to pull it and start all over again.
But also, I might be wrong on this because I just had this thought, so I haven't looked it up. But if they own the ISBN, then who's to say that they don't pull the book whenever they want? That might be a thing. I don't know if it is, but that's another thing.
I mean, there's been that whole, this might be a whole different tangent, but there's been that whole issue where Amazon were pulling books and they pulled books from their system. And if you bought that book and it was in your Kindle, they pulled it from your Kindle as well, even though you'd paid for it. Now, obviously, that happened with a few books where somebody was pirating somebody else's book and that, so they pulled the pirated version, which obviously that makes sense. Other times there's been other issues. So yeah, it does get that feeling of like, do you really own it if they're just doing what they want with it? Anyway, that's a whole other talk. Okay, so do ISBN numbers expire? No, they never expire. You never have to buy new ones or update them every 10 years or anything. You're fine. So how much do they cost? As of recording this, technically we're recording this in 2025, so it might have already changed. Approximately, going by the UK pricing, if I wanted to buy one ISBN number, it would cost me £95. If I wanted 10, it'd be £175. And for 1,000, it would be £390. And I know what you're saying. You're going like, it's 1,000. But if you think about it, if just 4 versions of one book need 4, and say you had a trilogy, you're already talking 12 ISBNs right off the bat. And forget about any additions, forget about a longer one. So you can understand why it's mostly big publishing houses that buy ISBNs, because 1,000 is quite a good number if you're a giant publisher. Maybe not for your average author who's just self-publishing. So, Rach, what about the US?
Yeah, I think the reason they have like the ISBNs in bulk of 1,000 and stuff is for small publishers and big publishing houses and stuff, because obviously they're using it quite a bit because they have many, many authors, and we're just one author, one little baby author. But in terms of the cost in US speak, that is $125 for one, $295 for 10, $575 for 100, and $1,500 for 1,000, which actually $1,500 for 1,000 ISBNs actually really isn't that. That's a pretty good deal. Not that anybody needs 1,000 at once, but just saying. I also want to note that you can buy ISBNs with barcodes, and one ISBN and one barcode is about 125. 10 ISBNs and one barcode is 320, and 10 ISBNs and 5 barcodes plus a QR code for some reason is $395. In my opinion, please do not pay for a barcode because you can get it for free elsewhere, which we'll discuss in a moment.
I just did some quick calculation regarding currency conversion, and your prices are cheaper than ours. Yours is like £92 for one, so I'm paying like £3 more. It's very upsetting.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, because from the look of it, you said you pay 175 for 10, mine's 295 for 10. So for me, it looks like I'm paying $120 more than you.
Yeah, let's see, 295. And this is we're just tangenting off for a second, people.
As we do.
295 would be 217 for me. Okay, so that is cheaper for me. I actually get mine cheaper at 10. See, I should definitely get 10. I like the
Oh,
fact you
see?
can
There you
get
go.
100 though. Because I think that's not a bad, if you're thinking of publishing a lot of books, I guarantee you'd go through 100 pretty decently if you had a decent series size. But I don't seem to have that option.
Well, okay, let's think here. Let's think here. The Perfect Alibi, as of right now, that's a 10 book series. And with like a novella and like a couple of other companions planned. But just for the sake of it, we'll say the 10. If I do ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook, that's 40 ISBNs. So if I got the two, hold on, let's do math. I'm breaking out the calculator because Rachel can't do math. So if I got 10 at 295 times 4, that would be $1,180, or I could just get the 100 for 575 and have 60 left
Exactly.
over for the rest of my life. So it actually they are really pricey, but if you get them in bulk, it is a good deal, and it's, again, as I already said, they never expire, so there's really no harm in getting a whole bunch and letting them, even if they just sit in your account for a few years, there's no harm in getting it in bulk, provided you have the money for it at the time.
Yes, of course. Don't be putting yourself out with it. I think that's it though. It's like if you're wanting to write a lot and you've got a lot of ideas, or even if you're still thinking just I want to be a writer, it's not a bad idea to buy in bulk. If you have the odd idea and you just write a single book, then you don't need to buy the packs of 10 and above. It might be that once you've done your book, you might think, yeah, I've got another idea, and maybe I'll stretch it out. But if you're on the fence, you're not sure, just buy the one, so you're not spending more money than you need. But if you already know that you're going to write multiple books, no matter what they do, then yeah, if you can, without putting any too much pressure on yourself, if you can buy the multiple, it definitely works out in the end. I do keep looking at that 1,000. It's like maybe it would force me to write quicker because it's like, right, I've got to get all of them used. I don't like waste. So do you get the barcode? Now, I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about the barcode. I don't know why I didn't think about it, because obviously if you look at the back of a book, there's a barcode and then there's the ISBN number on it. And I kind of assumed that when you bought the ISBN, you got the barcode. And it was Rachel who was like, nah, that does not just happen. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So, even though there's always new things to learn. And as Rachel said, you don't always get the barcode. When I was looking at the prices on the Nielsen website, it didn't mention barcode when I was looking at the ISBN. So I'm going to let Rachel talk about the barcode for a bit.
Real quick, I just want to note that you only need a barcode for print copies, such as, paperback or hardcover, because they get scanned at the cash register, whereas, ebooks and audiobooks, it's all digital. So you don't need to bother with a barcode with that. And the barcodes, you can, because this is something I never thought of either. I saw that when I got my ISBN for Apparitions Anonymous, I saw I could get the barcode, but I didn't, because I didn't understand how it would work yet. So I was like, let me just get the ISBN and work my way through it. And my cover designer asked if I had the barcode and if she wanted me to put it onto the print back cover. And I was like, oh crap, I don't have a barcode. So then I was looking into it more, and I realized you can go on websites such as Kindlepreneur and they can generate a barcode for you for free. And it works the same way. And you can choose to add, obviously it has the ISBN number on it, but you can also choose to add the price, which I don't add the price because you never know if that will ever change. And then you'd probably have to update the barcode along with it. And I don't want to deal with that. This is already a big learning curve, so I don't want to bother. So you can go onto Kindlepreneur and generate a free barcode for your ISBN. And some publishing platforms, such as Draft to Digital, will automatically give you a barcode for free when you upload your book cover. And the barcode isn't like the ISBN. It's not like if they give you the barcode, you no longer own it or they're now the publisher or whatever. The ISBN is the most important part. The barcode is just kind of it's there. They just generate it for you so you have it and it's great. So there are free options for that you should do. You should not buy the barcode. ISBNs you should buy.
I'll be honest, if I'd have gone to an ISBN website and it had mentioned the barcode, and I'd be like, oh, right, yeah, I need a barcode, and it had charged me, I wouldn't have even thought anything of it. I'd assume, well, I have to I have to pay for an ISBN, I might as well have to pay for a barcode. And it just happens to be lucky that I caught it, and Rachel was like, no, don't do it, check first. So yeah, places like that. And again, Drafted Digital, Kindlepreneur will put links to them below so that you can check them out. But yeah, it's weird things like that I would never have thought of, the barcode. And even that, I didn't even dawn on me when I was looking into it, and you mentioned barcode. I'm thinking, right, I need 4 barcodes, but it's like, yeah, no, the ebook and the audiobook do not need a barcode. They just need the ISBN. All these fun things.
Right. And I mean, with the barcode, I almost bought it. Well, the reason I didn't buy it was because I was being cheap. I was like, oh, I just want the one ISBN and that's it. But and I'm kind of glad that I didn't get it right away because I can buy it separately if I really wanted to. But I was like, I just wanted to take things one step at a time because this is an overwhelming process, okay? If any of you have learned anything from the Merry Writer podcast, it's that writing is hard and it's a process.
It's not even the writing that's hard, which is already hard. It's the amount of bullshit. No, that's mean. The amount of extra stuff you have to do with things like the ISBN and the barcode and the blurb and the tagline and the book cover and the front matter and the back matter and all the links and the websites and just honestly so many things. You get that kind of decision paralysis of what to do next and you kind of just freeze, which is why we cover a lot of these random topics. And yeah, we appreciate we're not the first people to cover these, but we do it for almost like our own reference so that if we need to, we can come back and like, what did I say about that? Double check.
No, legit. Yeah. I mean, this podcast is probably one of the greatest things we've ever done in like my entire life. I can't speak for Ari, but I mean, it's true. I think writing is probably like 10-15% of writing, of being a writer, I guess I should say.
It is. Yeah. And you need to be on form with everything because as much if you can do as much of this stuff before you need it, that's better because as you start needing things and deadlines start coming up and publishing dates start coming up, I can just see it being this mad panic of did everything right? Did I miss something? Because there's so much to do. Things are going to fall through the net if you're not like on it all the time. So, and again, I would have missed the whole barcode thing. And then I know I would have been scrabbling and I would have panicked and bought one and spent money. And we already know that writers rarely make any money. So the last thing you want to do is throw it away on something you don't need. But don't forget, don't pay for the Amazon ISBN.
Well, you don't pay for the Amazon.
That's it. Yeah, don't get it for free. Which is weird because then I can appreciate with knowing that the Amazon ISBN is one it's not a good idea to use because it's a limited thing and it holds you, it makes you more exclusive to them. When you said, oh yeah, the barcode is free, there was that little part of me going, why is it free? Is it going to affect me? So this is it. You have to do your due diligence about a lot of this stuff to make sure you're getting the right information, the right information for you, but what works for you and what you want to do.
But I think with the barcode, I'm pretty sure. Listen, I don't want to pretend to know anything about barcodes, but to the naked eye, barcodes all look exactly the same. They just have a different ISBN number labeled. So I don't see why you would need to buy one when you can just have the black lines. I could probably make it myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying. It just looks like one of those things that like they all look the same except they just have different numbers attached to them.
They might be all the same. And I assume they're not. I think some lines are thicker and everything, but I think it's just for the machine to scan easier. It's easier to scan the lines than it is to read the numbers. But I don't know. What do I know? I don't know.
I wonder if each number is a line.
Or like a line thickness?
Like so like Morse code almost.
Possible.
I wonder if that's what it is.
It'd have to be
so that when you input Oh, probably, yeah. But I wonder if that's what, like, when you go into Kindlepreneur and you type in your ISBN, I wonder if that's how they can generate the barcode for you for free because they have the numbers and I'm making shit up. I really don't know.
You know what?
But that'd be pretty cool if that's how it works.
You know what, people? When we do a bonus episode for this one that it goes out to our coffee members for just $2 a month. I think it should just be about us telling you what we found out about barcodes. We'll just do a deep dive into barcodes and how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we'll probably do instead, just to be weird.
Okay. I'm down with it. I just want to add before Ari does the wrap up, I want to add that this is episode number 311, 311, and it's March 11th, which is 311, 311. And I just had to point that out. It means absolutely nothing. I just had to point it out.
It's 311 to Americans. The rest of us don't do
Yes,
that.
well, because you guys are bizarre.
No.
But no, what's that thing? What's that thing called? When something is like spelled the same forwards and backwards. So you're 311113.
Is it onomatopoeia?
So it's still
Wait, no.
cool. Not onomatopoeia. Isn't that like noises?
That's where... Is it? I don't know. There's onomatopoeia, there's a palindrome.
I think that's noises
Is it a palindrome?
and like sound effects.
I think it's a palindrome.
I don't know.
I'm going to check.
That's what I asked you.
Why would you think I know? Palindrome.
Either way, it's cool. It's either 311311 or 311113.
It is a palindrome, a word, phrase, or sequence that reads backwards or forwards.
There you got there. Good job. Proud of you.
You've got Google too.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I asked you.
You did.
And you took the initiative.
Only because I get obsessed. It's like, what is that? Okay, what is... Oh my God, this is going on forever. And it's my episode again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now we'd like to hear your thoughts because we've talked too much in this episode. Where do you purchase your ISBNs from? Let's chat about it in the comments. Especially if you're from a country we are not talking about where we mentioned the UK, the US, and Australia. We'd love to know what other places you get them from because we might be able to add it in the description as a resource for people. Remember, we do release new episodes every Wednesday. Next week, we're discussing how authors can use universal links. To ensure you don't miss it, hit the subscribe button on your way out. If you'd like to learn more about us, check out our website at themerrywriterpodcast.podbean.com and our coffee page for more content. Thanks for listening to the Merry Writer Podcast. We'll see you next week. This podcast is brought to you by Scraps of Paper. We have notes everywhere. The music titled Inspired is by Kevin MacLeod, licensed under Creative Commons 4.0. I might leave that in.